regional station Srinagar and to present his formal welcome address to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Atufa. A very good morning to all and greetings from Srinagar. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome the different dignitaries and participants and others who have joined this 21 days online summer school on sustainable agroforestry interventions for diversification and environmental amelioration, which is being organized by ICR, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Regional Research Station, Srinagar, and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla. First of all, it's a blessing for us all to have with us Dr. C. Brother, who is a country director, India, the Center for International Forestry Research and World Agroforestry Center, New Delhi, and who is a stalwart and renowned scientist across the globe. We welcome him, sir. We welcome you, sir, as chief guest of this inaugural function. On behalf of organizing team, I welcome you, sir, and hope your presence, your words of wisdom will enlighten the audience. And we are highly thankful to you, sir, that you joined us despite your busy schedule today. It is our privilege to have with us Dr. Pankaj Kaushal, sir, who is Director, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi, and one of the renowned forage breeders across the world. Uh, we welcome you, sir, as special guest of honor during this inaugural session. And, sir, I want to tell the audience and others here that your guidance and support and encouragement is highly cherished by the team. And on behalf of we all, I welcome you, sir, here as special guest of this guest of honor during this session.
Thank you, Doctor.
I welcome Dr. M.K. Verma, sir, who is Director, ICR, Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, Srinagar, who is a renowned scientist in fruit science, especially temperate crops, as a guest of honor. We are delighted to have you, sir, here in this session.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
I also welcome Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir, who is a project coordinator, All India Coordinated Research Project of Forest Crops and Utilization, Jhansi, as a guest of honor during this inaugural session. We are also highly thankful to you, sir, for your guidance and support in conducting this summer school and joining during this inaugural session.
Thank you, Doctor.
It is my privilege to welcome one of my teachers and Dr. Sajad Ahmad Gangu, sir, who is presently Dean, Faculty of Forestry, Sher Kashmir University of Agriculture Science and Technology, Kashmir, as guest of honor. Thank you, sir, for joining us during this session. I also welcome Dr. Shahid Ahmad, who is also our teacher and presently head Crop Improvement Division, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi, and coordinator Regional Resource Station, Srinagar, for joining us in this inaugural session. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I also welcome the staff of my station, Dr. Suhail Ahmad, senior scientist, and who is also the course director of this summer school, Dr. Nazim Hamid Mir, and Dr. Atufa, who are scientists at the station and coordinators of this summer school. I welcome you here, both of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Most importantly, I welcome all the participants from different institutions, which include state agriculture universities, ICR, and other institutions across the country and outside, who have joined us, including the students who have joined us during this summer school, and hope this summer school will be this an interactive one, and hope the different sessions will turn to be interactive, not rather than one way. I also welcome some resource persons who have joined this inaugural session, without whom we are incomplete. I welcome you all, sir. I also welcome Dr. Rais Ahmad Shah, coordinator of the summer school from NEDCL, and his technical team for the smooth conduct of this summer school. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your formal welcome address. Moving on, we have now an introductory address by our course director, another course director, Dr. Suhail Ahmed, sir, Senior Scientist, ICR, IGFR, Regional Station, Srinagar. Sir, please address the audience.
Esteemed chief guest of today's function, Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar, sir. Thank you, sir, for your magnanimous presence. Guests of honor, our Honorable Director, IGFRI, PC, Director of Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, Verma, sir. Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir. Dr. Sajad Ahmad Gangu, sir, our teacher. Dr. Shahid, sir, and respected um, I express my immense gratitude to all the participants, to all the resource persons, to the technical team of NADCL and training coordinator of NADCL. As we commence the inaugural session of the summer school, I take this opportunity to share with you the genesis of conducting this particular summer school on agroforestry. Uh, As you are all aware that in the month of February, Niti Aayog released a very important document named GROW, with the acronym GROW, that is greening and restoration of wastelands through agroforestry. This was the joint collaboration between NRSC, National Research Remote Sensing Center, and Space Application Center, and Niti Aayog. And this is a very comprehensive document of, especially on agroforestry interventions, how we can bring more area under this dynamic land use system for climate amelioration, for climate change adaptation and mitigation. And in this particular report, I would urge all the participants to go through this report, download it from the website of Niti Aayog. It also gives us the agroforestry suitability index across the districts of India. And it also gives us the latest figures of area under agroforestry in our country, that is 28.42 million hectares, roughly about because we have a target of restoring 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. And I'm happy to share with all the August guests and other participants that more than 150 participants have registered for this summer school. And the composition, this is a very diverse group, and they have joined from Pan India, from various state agriculture universities, KVKs, ICR institutes, and some have joined from private sector. There's a good number of research, PG and PhD research scholars, and almost 60 are from this particular stream. That the 90 members are from faculty from various universities, as I already said. The subject matter, I was very surprised to see the subject of all the participants. Um, Agroforesters, it was but natural that agroforestry people or forestry people will join, but there are a good number of veterinarians, horticulture, soil science, agronomy, extension, um, and other disciplines. And we have presence from private sector as well. So that is, and also from few have joined from the line department. So that's a very good, healthy sign for us. And through lectures, assignments, and practicals, we have several themes so far as devising the schedule of lectures for this summer school is concerned. We will be starting with a special lecture from our chief guest, Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar, who is a stalwart in agroforestry research and extension. And he will be giving us the panoramic overview of agroforestry, trees, livestock, equity, and gender equality, etc. Then we have also lectures on climate change mitigation and adaptation through agroforestry, environmental amelioration, ecosystem services, tree improvement aspects, ideotype breeding, genomics, reference-based transcriptomics, then economic, ecological, AI-powered dendrometric analysis of agroforestry systems. Then several lectures have been specific to plant protection aspects like pathological considerations or entomological considerations. Then livestock integration, the top feed availability, their screening, their nutritional value, then fodder-based agroforestry systems, medicinal plant integration in agroforestry systems, indigenous traditional knowledge in agroforestry systems. So in a nutshell, I would say that almost all the aspects of agroforestry have been covered through lectures, assignments, and practicals. And I hope that we all have the opportunity to deepen our understanding of agroforestry practices and their role in fostering environmental resilience and socio-economic development. Moreover, this summer school should also serve as a platform for collaboration and knowledge exchange, bringing together a diverse group of participants, experts, resource persons from various backgrounds and regions. I encourage all the participants to actively engage in discussions, especially following the presentations by our respected resource persons. You can share your experiences, and it should help us in cultivating partnerships. And in closing, I wish that all the participants, experts, have a productive and enriching experience over the coming days. May this summer school inspire us all to become the champions of sustainable agroforestry. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir, for briefing about the session, the expectations from our participants and speakers, and showing the way for like how it can be a healthy platform for collaboration. Moving on, we are having an address by our guests of honors, and to begin with, we have Dr. Sajad Ahmed Gangu, sir, who is Dean Faculty of Forestry, SCOST, Kashmir. To give the background of sir to the participants and all, sir has done his MSc and PhD in forestry with specialization in tree improvement and genetic resources. Sir has served as an assistant professor in the College of Forestry, SCOST, Kashmir, and is presently the professor cum chief scientist and dean. As I said earlier, Sir has handled many projects of national and international importance, particularly in pursuit of medicinal and aromatic plants, and his contribution is evident from the stakeholders all over the India, particularly in Western Himalayan region. Sir was also PI of AICRP on medicinal aromatic plants, SCOST Kashmir, and Sir has guided more than 10 PhD and MSc students during his career and has been awarded by several national government and non-government organizations for his contribution in research, education, and extension fields. Sir has published more than 60 research papers in reputed journals and also published several important manuals and books and such publications. Sir, I welcome you aboard. Please address our guests with your words of wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Atufa, for giving my background. Thank you, all the guests. Good morning to all of you, particularly our chief guest of today, Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar, Dr. Pankaj Kaushal, Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, then our M.K. Verma ji, Suhail Sahab, Shiraz Sahab है हमारे जिन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइज किया इस ट्रेनिंग को और को आपको मेरी तरफ से गुड मॉर्निंग. तो ये तो इट इज अ वेरी गुड इनिशिएटिव दैट विच आवर Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute Regional Research Station has taken this initiative to they are doing it out day by day. They are doing after year they are doing such trainings, and this year they have again this online training. They have on sustainable agroforestry interventions for diversification and environmental amelioration. And we see that 99 participants have joined it right now in this training. This shows how much enthusiasm there is in this training, that not only the professionals but even students and faculty from across the India have joined us. So this the topic has been well chosen. The topic has been well chosen, and as Suhail was earlier telling that the lectures, which is the schedule of lectures which we have designed, that also is very attractive. It encompasses all the aspects of agroforestry, because agroforestry is not limited to a certain science, tree science only, because all of us know that agroforestry has three components. It is the tree, it is the crop, and the animal. And the minimum should be the two components in which the tree should be the major. Only then we can call it agroforestry. And that it compasses all horticulture, veterinary. That is why all such scientists have joined this training, and they want to have what is the latest going on, not only in India but throughout the world, in the science which is called as agroforestry, a land use system, which is nowadays many people try to give it different types of names, like natural farming, or sometimes we call it organic farming. But agroforestry is a term which has sustained there, sustained there and remained there, and the people now mostly use the agroforestry term for all these land use practices, whether it is natural farming or organic farming. But the agroforestry as a sustainable landscape management or key strategies for implementing the UN Sustainable Development Goals across the world's production landscapes. Uh, when we say agroforestry, what is agroforestry actually? If it can implement the UN sustainable goals, why it is so important? Actually, when we say agroforestry, it's just a mimicry of nature. When we go to the forest, we see the tall trees, above story tall trees. Then we see the second story. Then we see the third story, and we see the herbs, shrubs which are growing near in the ground floor. That is, there's a pattern of growing, that all types of crops grow in the forest. When we try to mimic this forests in our agricultural lands, and try to grow trees and crops, and then have animals also in it, and which is just a mimicry of nature, and we call it as agroforestry. The concept of sustainable landscape management implies managing agriculture and natural resources simultaneously for fodder and fiber production, support of biodiversity and ecosystem services, and fostering overall contribution to human well-being. Then we call it sustainable. Sustainable because what we have done, we have by green revolution, we have been able to feed the maximum population, not only in India but throughout the world. But what has now it has now repercussions on us. We say our water bodies are polluted. We say our land is now polluted. We say that we cannot use more of our this urea on different kinds of this fertilizers. We want to have a sustainable manner where the nature can itself replenish our ecosystem, and we can grow our crops in a better way without giving inputs, those inputs which may prove hazardous not only to human beings but to the whole ecosystem. So this is the sustainability. And then biodiversity. But what our monoculture has done, we have destroyed our biodiversity. We cannot whatever little biodiversity it can only be preserved if we practice agroforestry in our land use ecosystems. The basic idea behind agroforestry is that combination of trees and crops in spatial or temporal arrangement results in greater structural and functional complexity compared to monoculture production. So we have to do this to nurture our ecosystem and maintain our biodiversity, whatever little it is there in our ecosystem. So as far as Kashmir is concerned, because this training is being developed, it started from Kashmir only. Our IGI Grassland Research Institute and this Baramulla based National Agriculture Development Cooperative. So Kashmir, traditionally we used to have agroforestry here. It is the first place in the world where poplars were introduced, like centuries before in the agroforestry systems. Although we didn't have populars here, we had only one popular, that is Poplar ciliata. But if you at present we have at least 6 species of populars which are being cultivated throughout the landscape of Kashmir Valley in the agroforestry systems. But not only for populars, then we have willows also. Willows again have been exotic. Although we had our own native willows also, but we have also introduced our this English willow and other willows also, which are in our landscapes. Which are in landscapes, and not only in landscapes, but they've been incorporated in the agroforestry systems. And then we have so many trees which people have been traditionally using for developing their agroforestry fields. If we in high if in the higher altitudes of valleys, we have this Almus villosa and Almus walliciana, which is a very good agroforestry tree. It gives all types of this multi-purpose tree. It gives many things, and it has been planted extensively throughout Kashmir Valley, Almus walliciana, Almus villosa, and which is benefiting the farmers. But now the need is that we want to improve our agriculture systems by incorporating these agroforestry systems and agroforestry components in a sustainable and in a scientific manner. Suppose we have our orchards are going on, particularly the apple orchards, which have spread in nook and corner of the Kashmir Valley, but they take only one crop out of it, that is the fruit. But the floor of the valley, which is a controversial thing, but because our horticulture scientists say that when the leaf fall is there, that is the main cause of that causing the scab or other diseases which are carried out in the system. So if agroforestry gives some solution, and Sohail Saab and Shiraz Saab, they have done something, and we also at the Agri University, we say that if we can plow the land and then introduce the grasses, particularly the grasses which remain there in the winter season when the trees are leafless, then we can develop an agroforestry system which can be sustainable and which can be also remunerative also for the farmer. So this is one of the systems where even our Sohail Saab is working how to convert this the leaf from this poplars, this leaf from the apple trees into silage, some kind of silage, so that it can again become remunerative and it cannot cause diseases again and again. We can break the cycle of diseases in that ecosystem. So there are many interventions are needed, and these interventions, because science is always growing and new ideas has to come, innovation has to come. Support innovation process in agroforestry landscape is very important. If we cannot innovate and we cannot support the innovation, then this system is not going to establish, particularly in the present day circumstances. Innovations are needed. That silage that I was telling you about, silage making, introduction of new type of grasses which are remunerative as well as nutritious for our cattle, and how to incorporate them in the various systems that is needed day by day. I hope that this kind of training will not only be beneficial for the outsiders who are outside the valley, but even for the scientists who are working inside the valley. This will prove very beneficial for them, and very innovative ideas will come to us, and we will follow them and implement them in the field, so that our whole, not only Kashmir Valley, but everybody lives happily in India, in the whole world. Thank you very much for organizing this training and giving me the opportunity for speaking, for giving an inaugural lecture. Thank you, Sohail. Thank you, Shiraz, course directors of this training. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words and your highlighting about the importance of agroforestry in today's world, the problems and how it can be a sustainable solution, the importance of grasses in agroforestry system. Moving on, our next speaker, our guest of honor is Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir. Sir, giving you some background, sir has joined as an assistant professor in SCOST Kashmir initially, and further sir was professor in plant breeding at GP Pant University, and sir is principal scientist genetics and plant breeding at IGFR IGFRA Jhansi. Sir is also head of the Seed Technology Division. Sir was acting director for about 3 years at IGFRA Jhansi. Sir is presently the project coordinator for each crops and utilization at ICR IGFRA Jhansi. And the important thing, Sir has played a pivotal role in formulation of state fodder plans, state fodder resource plans for more than 20 states and union territories in India, and has many varieties to his credit. And not only that, Sir is also the president of the Range Management Society of India, vice president of RIMSI, and many such national fellowships and many awards to his credit. Sir, I welcome you to this inaugural session. Please present your address to our audience, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tufa. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes,
clear.
very well.
Thank you, thank you, the uh, chairman of this session and the chief guest of this session, Dr. Chandrasekhar Viradar, country manager for the draft, our director, Dr. Pankaj Kausal, Dr. M.K. Verma, director CITH Srinagar, Dr. Sajjad Ahmad Gangu sir, Dean, College of Forestry, distinguished participant of this and the organizers of this training program. And this training program, which is on the title that Sustainable Agroforestry Intervention for Diversification and Environmental Amelioration, is a very, you can say that timely topic which has been taken, and the background has already been given by Dr. Suhail and Dr. Gangu, that how this is important and why we need to go for to develop this kind of the system, especially related to agroforestry, and a holistic approach need to be taken. You know that if you talk about the agriculture is now at a transition zone. We have been talking about the yield increase, yield enhancement, and it started with the green revolution in 1965 and goes up to this time. And now when the country is such a situation that where we have the sufficient food production, and even not sufficient, then the problem arise, the problem of plenty. That's why we talk about the more than what we require that we are producing. Now we are the thinking of we are have the other challenges. So challenges are the many challenges which are being faced by agriculture, that include the increasing population, the giving the food and fodder requirement, meeting the food and fodder requirement is another challenge. The most important challenge which is arising at the time, that is the climate change and the problem of the deteriorating ecosystem. That is the one of the that you can say that the which we have seen. And if you go by the sustainable development goal that which we have been set by the UN in 2015, if you see that the more than 8 or 9 goals had been, even 10 goals has been designed so far, that which mean going to be targeted. And if you talk about the agroforestry, you can target those sustainable goals. Maybe that many target sustainable goal can be achieved through that intervention which we call agroforestry. Similarly, if you talk about the growing demand of the green energy, we have been talking about the agroforestry for food, fodder, and fuel. This concept is still true, that the fuel has now been changed to the green energy, where we talk about the CVG production, where we are talking about the other bioethanol production. So all those things, all those challenges which have been arise, and the demand of the agroforestry is going, the role of the agroforestry is going to be very, very crucial at the coming time. We have seen that Suhail was telling that we have been given the task to go for the greening of about 26 million hectare by 2030 to achieve the target of the carbon neutrality. Yeah, that's the one of the reason that's why we are worried. And being the not only the agriculture scientists, but this is the challenge which is being given for the whole of the country and whole of the other the stakeholder is talking on the same line. We have around 55 million hectare about that vulnerable land or degraded land which we can target. And one of the major the approach which can be followed for that is no doubt that agroforestry coupled with the Dr. Gangu had already narrated that how the role of the that whole of the system, including the grasses and agroforestry, can be played a very, very critical and crucial role. So when we talk about the restoration of the degraded lands through the grassland, through the alternate land use system, see agroforestry played a vital role, and where we can think and where we can move ahead. The other challenge which we thinking about and which has to be taken, that is land degradation neutrality. So that the where we have to think and where we have to move ahead, and by all those things, if you see that the we have to the agroforestry fit in this model, and agroforestry can the through the agroforestry we can fulfill all we can give a viable solution to many challenges which coming arising in the time of the present and the coming time of the future also. If you talk about the whole of the system, maybe arid, semi-arid, and the even the challenge environment, where we have the problem of the food security, problem of the fodder security, problem of the social security and environmental security. The if you talk about those regions, the agroforestry is the major role need to be played. If you see that the semi-arid region at the if you where the maximum human population reside, the major challenge is coming arising from this the soil erosion and the problem of the waters. The water crisis is another one. So if you think about all those things, the soil erosion, water crisis, food, all those challenges, if you ask me that what could be a viable solution, yeah, that would be a agroforestry approach which we can take and which can be taken on the driving seat, and they can play a vital role. I think that this training program, as the organizer has already told, that the more than 100 participants has been registered for this program. I hope that the during this training program, the different lecture, which will not be going to be only on the main core areas like the agroforestry system, but the things will be also going to be discussed like the carbon trading, ecosystem services, all those carbon neutrality, all those things need to be discussed right now, and how those agroforestry approaches can be deployed to achieving all those targets which we are the part of the, or country is the part of the such international arrangements are the you can say that negotiations and the so all I hope that all those things going to be taken care in the this training program, and this training program definitely going to be a you can say rekindle the interest of the participant in these areas, and I these two organizers very best, and the all the participant very best for a successful training program. I'm highly thankful to the organizers for giving me opportunity to be here and sharing my thoughts. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words and highlighting the importance of agroforestry and how it can be linked with SDGs, and also giving more emphasis on the upcoming these topics of carbon credits, ecosystem services. Thank you. And moving on, we have another guest of honor with us, Dr. M.K. Verma, sir. And giving you the brief about the sir, Dr. M.K. Verma was born in Alwar district in Rajasthan on March 10, 1971, and is a well-known horticulturist with wider experience of working in R&D of fruit sciences in India and abroad. Sir has received PhD from IRI in fruit science horticulture in 1998, and Sir has completed MBA degree in HRM, Human Resource Management, and is the recipient of ICR JRF. Sir was selected as ARS government of in ARS government. Sir was also prior the Sir was selected as Agriculture Research Officer in Government of Rajasthan, as well as Assistant Professor in Rajasthan Agriculture University in 1995, and later on Sir Sir was selected at ARS in 1995 and joined in 1998 and served 12 years at ICR, Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, up to 2009. Thereafter, Sir served at IRI Delhi in Division of Fruits and Horticulture Technology. Presently, Sir is working as a director at ICR, Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, Srinagar, since January 2023. Dr. Verma successfully completed 17 externally funded projects funded by different organizations like NETP, Ministry of Agriculture, DST, ICR, not only that, DBT. Besides, improvement and protection cultivation of the grapes and quality and citrus improvement. While working at the institute, sir had made significant contribution in the field of science, particularly in improvement of fruit crops, and released 24 outstanding varieties in walnut, apricot, cherry, apple, grapes, acid lime, and sweet orange. He has also registered promising selections including 222 walnut and several others in case of apricot, cherry, almond, peach, apple genotypes with NBPJR. Sir has four walnut varieties protected with PPV and FRA. Not only that, Sir has published 103 research papers in national and international reputed journals, besides 9 books, 93 book chapters, and other technical bulletins, extension folders, and popular articles. Sir has also is proficient in teaching and has taught 7 courses to PG students at IRI. Sir has guided PG and PhD students and is the recipient of several international and national awards, particularly Dr. Gautam Kallu Award for Excellence in Horticulture Science 2023 being recent. And Sir is also the editor of Indian Journal of Horticulture, Asian Journal of Horticulture, Agriways, and also Prasad Doot and several others. Sir was nominated as a member of Indian delegation to Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization for Working Group Committee on Fresh Fruits and Vegetables held at Mexico City. Dr. Verma also has overseas exposure at University of Castilla-La Mancha, Spain, and Horticulture Research Center, Cairo, Egypt. Sir, we welcome you here. Please present your formal address to our audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Atuta. I think you have read each and everything. I think you should have summarized it in few lines only. There is no need to give this one. So first of all, really, it is my pleasure, and I feel very much happy that this IGFRI with this National Agriculture Development Corporation Cooperative Limited, they come together and they have framed one of the very beautiful program on sustainable agroforestry interventions for diversification and environmental relations. So compliments to the organizers, and first of all, our respective chief guest of today's this inaugural session, Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar, who is the country director, and our special chief guest, a guest of today's function, Dr. Pankaj Kosal, Director IGFRI, Dr. V.K. Yadav, PC Forest Crops, Dr. S.A. Gangu, Dean Faculty of Forestry, Dr. Suhil, Dr. Shiraz, and many other participants and the resource persons. So just in this way, I can say that first of all, when I was thinking about this topic of today's this program, I was thinking that I am odd man out, because I'm basically from the horticulture. I was working since beginning in the fruit science. Then I gave a thought to my mind that whatever I'm working in the horticulture space, the fruit science, I think one upon a time, since beginning, fruit crops were part of the forest. And whatever we can see today, either it is your mango, apple, pear, peach, plum, apricot, cherry, walnut, any of the crop, either it is the berries, nut crops, or the drupes, whatever the crops, I think one of the time they were from the forest. And we have extracted them. We have seen their economic importance. Then whatever was the important ones for our own use only, we started exploiting on the commercial scale. So what just I wanted to means take a message out of these two combination, like this forestry and the fruit crops. See, if we talk especially about the temperate climatic zone, then must be still there are existence of all these kind of the species. One is the forest trees, one is the transitional species, and one is the domesticated species. Here, transitional species is those species which are still wild in form. They may be related to our domesticated species, but they are the major source of our means tolerant traits. If you talk about the diseases or the pest, so that is one of the area that how we can utilize the forest resources, how we can utilize for the different purposes. Although when I was working in the IARI, and many of the entrepreneurs, generally they used to come to our division, and because most of these new entrepreneurs, they were having the very good wealth, they wanted to establish some kind of the orchard and wanted to utilize their resources to the full capacity. Means they don't wanted to waste even a single inch of the land. Means they they used to say that we wanted the forestry also, we want the fruit crops also, we want the vegetable crops also. But I think as far as the models are concerned, if we talk about the forest and the agriculture or the horticulture or the fruit crops, I think there are limited number of the models are available, because I am working since in this all northwestern Himalayan region since 1998, but only some of the means models are available. But we can take a message from the forest as well as the fruit production. Recently, I was reading one of the article that is published recently by this one your agroforestry systems from the University of California, this your Illinois. Just they are come out with one of the model that they can include like your berries, then you can have the persimmon, then you can have the pecan nuts, and some kind of the cedars or the conifer trees. So, but again, we have to work, because the tree species generally they left some kind of the allelopathic effect. So we must know that what is the species they are going to be suitable. They have the congenial, means their biochemical traits, so that there should not be any kind of negative effect on the major crops. At the same time, the forest crop are again very good resources for the horticulture crops. How? Because the productivity of horticulture crops generally affected by the pollinators and the pollinizers. Pollinizer, the crop is itself the pollinizer, but pollinator, if we talk about the pollinator, these are generally honeybees or other kind of the pollinators. So if we don't have the synchronizing these flowers for the different varieties, because there is a lot of gap between one variety to the another variety, so we need the assured pollinators. For that one, I think these forest trees are very good foraging material. And here in my institute only, this Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, we have a lot of acacia species, that is your Vanias. So there is a lot of bloom is there. So in that case, I think there are many other kind of these forest trees are there. If we have to come with some good models which can benefit in a very holistic way, in a very sustainable way, so that these two systems, that is the this one forestry and the horticulture, they can sustain in a long way. So this is what I have very small knowledge as far as this agroforestry is concerned. But I think in my own view, there is a lot of scope if we can come out with good models, and we can utilize the resources in a better way. With this word, I really wanted to thank the organizers and the very distinguished delegates to this 21 days summer training program. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your takeaway message on integration of both the sectors and coming up with something really great. And our next guest of honor is Dr. Pankaj Koshal, sir. Giving you some background, Dr. Pankaj Koshal sir was born in Punjab, and sir has completed his postgraduate studies from Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana. Sir joined ICR as a scientist in 1995 and served IGFRA Jhansi in capacity of scientist and senior scientist for about 13 years, and further at National Research Rice Research Institute, Cuttack, as principal scientist from 2008 to 2011. Sir later served as head CID division, Crop Improvement Division at ICR IGFRA from 2011 to 2016. And further, Sir was handling the research management position of Joint Director Research at National Institute of Biotic Stress Management, Raipur, since 2016. And recently, Sir has joined as Director at ICR IGFRA Jhansi. His areas of research include crop cytogenetics, lean, gene integration for improvement of crop plants for enhanced stress tolerance and other desirable traits, as well as understanding seed development process in grasses and cereals, including apomixis. Sir has 6 released varieties in crops such as berseem, guinea pig, guinea grass, and pearl millet, and a total of 25 germplasm registered as novel. And Sir has important contribution also in the fields of and is a recipient of also several awards and national and international fellowships. The notable one being R.S. Randhawa Medal, Fellow RIMSI, NAS Association Boycast Fellowship, and Sir had also conducted postdoctoral research in Germany, Italy, and USA. Sir has more than 70 research articles published in journals of international reputed referred journals, and has many book chapters and edited books in the area of research. Sir, we welcome you here. Please address our audience with your address.
Thanks, Dr. Atufa, for introduction and for inviting me to address this gathering. I'm very happy to see my old colleagues and Dr. Verma is there, Dr. Gangu is there, Dr. Baradar is here. And from my own institute, Dr. Shahid and Dr. Yadav, they are also here. It's indeed a great pleasure to be part of this inaugural function on this very important topic. We had just listened to many of the persons who are really great workers in the field of agroforestry. And one thing they have very clearly established, that to maintain the ecological balance, to supplement the fodder and the ecology of not only the grassland grasses, but also the animal and associated systems, agroforestry is very important game to play. And perhaps that's the reason that so many diverse persons from different backgrounds have come together to either to speak in this function, in this training program, and also to participate in this training program. So, honorable guests, esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, authorities, it's indeed a great pleasure that we welcome you all to this inaugural session on summer school on sustainable agroforestry interventions for diversification and environmental amelioration. In fact, IGFRI Jhansi is one of the hosts for this system. So I would say that I may not be the guest of honor, but we are really the host of this important function. I would like to say thanks and also to welcome Dr. Biradar, the country director of ICARAF, CIFOR, Dr. M.K. Verma, Director ICRTH, and Dr. Yadav, Dr. Sajjad, Gangu, Dr. Shiraj, Dr. Rais, and Dr. Suhail Ahmed, the course director, and also my old and newer colleagues. As director of the IGFRI, I feel deeply honored to be a part of this initiative, and perhaps after my joining, this is the first program that I am addressing, and I'm very happy to see the contents and the resource persons that are being involved in giving a training for these 21 days. We already know agroforestry, with its unique blend of agriculture and forestry techniques, holds immense promise in addressing contemporary challenges, be it climate change, be it biodiversity loss, and also food insecurity. Integrating trees and shrubs into agricultural landscapes, we not only enhance soil health and fertility, but also create resilient ecosystems that support diverse flora and fauna. I believe that this summer school shall serve as a platform for experts, the researchers, practitioners, enthusiasts, to come together, share their insights, collaborate on innovative solutions for sustainable agroforestry. I believe the flow of knowledge and experience sharing would be both ways from the identified faculties and the participants, so that this knowledge sharing shall give us some significant and specific way to utilize agroforestry for some of these components that we have been talking of along. In addition to this, let me declare that our institute at IGFRI Jhansi, of which we have a center at Srinagar, which is conducting this program, we are open for all kind of joint collaboration, be it in research, in extension, which should aim at understanding the synergy between trees, forages, livestock, and agroforestry systems. We would like to welcome faculties from SUCAST and also from CITH and also from the agencies and organizations from where our participants are, they have joined this program, that during this program, that would be very nice if at the end of this training program, we could form a defined network or a consortium to take some defined issues of agroforestry research at pan-India level. So the organizers may look into the possibilities that if it is possible to develop a consortium at pan-India level to address agroforestry systems, which are really important when we talk about different agroecological zones in India. These projects shall be very beneficial in exploring or improving the economical, ecological, and socio benefits when we talk of agroforestry systems. Moreover, I believe that this program underscores the importance of integrating traditional knowledge with modern scientific advancements as well. I feel that there might be some lectures from the experts where ITKs in agroforestry shall be explained, giving a scientific basis to that to different regions and communities, thereby embracing a holistic approach that considers all these aspects of a complete socio-economical and ecological dimension. Let's unlock the full potential of agroforestry as a tool for rural development, environmental conservation, and the national integration. This summer school coincides with the UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, which is a global initiative that runs from 21 to 2030, which is also the deadline for Sustainable Development Goals, with the objective to restore and protect ecosystems around the world. The goal here is to restore ecosystems across 1 billion hectares of the Earth's surface by 2030, including forest, aquatic, and terrestrial ecosystems. Fortunately, this decade also aims to increase the political will for restorative actions and technical capacity for its implementation. We need to gear up, as United Nations has declared 2026 as the International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists, to recognize the importance of healthy rangelands in creating a sustainable environment, economic growth, and resilient livelihoods. The FAO's Committee on Agroforestry and Forestry also recognizes the importance of grazing with trees, known as silvopastoralism, for which we have a special devised division at our institute, that is grassland and silvopasture management. So looking into all these aspects, whether it is at state level, at geographical area level, at zone level, in the level of India, and also the globe, we cannot ignore the services offered by agroforestry systems in general, and also in specific when we talk of the minor components of ecosystems being modified and enhanced by agroforestry systems. With this, I believe that this 21 days training shall give the participants a novel view to look into a different perspective of agroforestry research. And it's not agroforestry research or establishment or extension in an isolated way, but how agroforestry goes very well with ecology, with agriculture, with livelihood analysis, with pastoralism, and all those factors. So I believe that these 21 days training shall be a brush up for something, and to gear up for some of us, so as to take and understand and appreciate the services given to us by such beautiful agroecological systems. Thank you, organizers, for giving me some opportunity to share some of my experience and to speak a couple of words with you. This is indeed an opportunity to listen to a couple of stalwarts in the area of either agroforestry research and extension or the temperate horticulture. We are very thankful to the organizers to take this training program and to get all of us on this single platform, whereby we shall be sharing our experiences. We wish you good luck, sir, and let's feel that something good will come out of this training, both for the organizers and the participants, and also for the resource persons. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your words of wisdom and expectations from these training programs. You very well highlighted how this platform can be an important exchange of communication or the knowledge sharing platform, and also about the how these all three sectors of livelihood, this agriculture and agroforestry, can be an important tool in serving the broader goals of the science and ecosystem in general. Now we are having address by the chief guest of honor, and his sir's name is Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar. He is the country director India, the Center for International Forestry Research and World Agroforestry. To give you some background, Chandrasekhar Biradar sir is a landscape ecologist with broad experience in executing agro-ecosystem research and outreach across diverse landscapes in Asia, Africa, and America. Dr. Biradar has a multidisciplinary education background with a BSc in MSc in forestry, particularly tree improvement and genetic resources, specialized in agroforestry, and a PhD in environmental sciences and earth observation system, with a focus on forest ecology and biodiversity conservation. Sir has passion for trees, forestry, agroforestry, and regenerative agroecosystems. Before joining CIFOR ICRAF, he worked with ACRIDA, the University of New Hampshire, the University of Oklahoma, International Watershed Management Institute, and the IRRS ISRO. Dr. Biradar has over 20 years of experience serving as a researcher, principal scientist, manager, head of units, and research team leader, and has published more than 225 research articles, tools, products, and received several national and international awards. His main research interests are harnessing advances in technologies, agroforestry and forestry, agroecology, indigenous knowledge, and citizen science to restore the agroecosystems for ecologically sustainable and economically viable landscapes and livelihoods. Sir, you are welcome here to this 21 days summer school, and please address our audience with your lecture. Sir, are you aboard? Do we have Biradar sir here?
Yeah,
Please,
he
please
is.
unmute.
Yeah. Hamida, madam, our chief guest is not able to unmute. Can you do something?
Okay.
Sir, I have unmuted him, sir.
Now just unmuted me. So yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
sorry that I
Thank you,
was
sir.
not able to unmute that one because it was locked. So thank you again so much for inviting me to this the inaugural session. And the first of all, thanks to all the previous the eminent speaker Dr. Verma, Dr. Gangu, Dr. Yadav, and Dr. Kaushal, and they talked very well about the most of the aspect of the agroforestry. It's always good to be in the last so that you don't need to spend too much on the going by every aspect. So, as the title says, very important. It becomes a vital, the important subject across the world. The sustainable agroforestry interventions for diversification and amelioration. So, when look into the agroforestry, now you might heard about a lot of the jargons about agroecology, agroecosystems, tree-based systems, and regenerative agriculture. Look into that one. The different dimensions coming in together, and agroforestry is the one of the basic thing that the being a India as a cradle of the agroforestry has been practicing generations to generations. We always having agroforestry in place in the vital forces because of when take the Indian the farming systems before the green revolutions or monocropping systems, and trees, crops, and livestock is the integral part of the Indian farming systems. And that's what we call it as a now. We say it as a sustainable because we're not anymore sustainable because of if we talk about the SDGs started about 3 decades ago. If you lock the land at the sustainable that time, it would have been that sustainability. But now we went much below the threshold of the sustainability. So we have to restore the existing the landscape and what we call a living landscape or productive landscape or sustainable landscape, whatever you call it. What is required is now we are the critical stages of the climatary, the boundary conditions, and we are already offshoot in terms of the food or water or climate resilience. And three important things happen in the present context. Why we are not able to sustain our existing landscape, unable to feed and mitigate the climate because of the one of the important things is happen because of loss of the livestock in the farming systems. We have more livestock in the factories, but not in the farm. That's one side, and loss of the tree cover in the agriculture areas, and use of the high amount of the synthetic fertilizer. If you look into all the things, is the high compactness of the soil and the farmlands that leads to the no water percolation into the land, and the loss of the spring sets. I think that's one of the biggest things. So the future would be like restoring making the farming systems and soil as is a sponge. In order to happen that when the agroforestry intervention become the vital forces, now we look into the amount of the health is wealth, you always call it that way. Very shocking news recently. I'm leading that one. We have now the health risk of the India. We are sitting in the time bomb in terms of the what you call lifestyle diseases or chronic diseases. We have 400 million, about 40 crores people under diabetic, and nearly 30 crores under cancer. Is all that leads to basically the way we grow the food and eat and our lifestyle. And in order to bring that, the diversifications in terms of everything, in the cropping system diversifications, diet diversity, landscape diversity, and the diversity of the practice, so we do it, all that required, and agroforestry is one of the basis for the diversifications. We talk a lot about the climate change, environmental ameliorations and mitigations without looking at the trees. Even we talk a lot about the natural farming, often there's no trees in the natural farming, most of the practice they do it. So without the trees, even natural farming is also not possible. And any land now, the nearly about the 60% of our land, the cultivable land is compact, and even not have enough soil organic, the carbon to respond to even fertilizer. Even adding the more fertilizer because of the carbon and the nitrogen ratio is not there to even make use of the fertilizer we're applying. So that's not respond to even fertilizer also. So that leads to the applying the more and more fertilizer. When they apply more fertilizer, you need more water, and that leads to more leaching of that one because of that's polluting the entire system from the water, air, and the food systems, so the whole itself. So this required really a new thinking and new dimensions. And recently I was attending this the Rockefeller the agenda for the CGI to develop a regenerative agroecology framework for the 2040. It's very clear that these are the practices. Agroforestry is becoming a vital the force to restore the natural resources, land degradations, and the food systems itself. The other thing we forget in that one, the diversity of the food we eat. So if I put in a simple context, the existing at the moment is the dal, kulcha, idli, dosha, and the potato pulses. 6, 7 crops where our food is limited. But when look dig out into the ancient system, the food, we're eating a lot of the fruits and the vegetables and pulses and tubers and then spices and condiments. So that has quite eliminated in the number of way. In order to restore that the diversifications at a farming system level, agroforestry become the vital forces. Of course, agroforestry, we know that most of the times we're limiting to the timber, and often think that like India still is like the lot of the timber coming from agroforestry, so that's mostly coming to the timber base. But look at the other aspect of the timber trees can provide. It's massive. We take about the soil organ carbonic to the biodiversity to the water regulations and temporary regulations. We already like just 2 degree, 1.5 to 2 degree increase in temperature, where entire world is collapsing in terms of the productivity and resilience. And 4% of the green cover in the farming systems are overall that reduce 1 degree temperature. So it just it is the only 8% of the soil organic carbon, so it's 8 green cover. So that eliminate the most of the diverse impact we are facing at the moment. I think that's what the really we needed, and there's no other options left for us other than going back to the what we call a agroforestry interventions at landscape level. And just 1 or 2 people here and there doing the agroforestry is not going to happen. And we need to have the landscape level approach, and their cluster level. We need to adopt the agroforestry systems. Anyway, so I not want to talk too much here because of I have ended the lecture at 2:30, so that will keep the slides, the rest of the speak at the 2:30 lecture. So in nutshell, what you required is we need to focus on the health is wealth, and healthy agroecosystem, the foundation for the what we call a food, nutrition, and resilience, conservation, and the what we call the economically viable, ecologically sustainable landscape. We're looking towards the green economic transitions. Everyone talked a lot on that aspects and the stewardship economy, green economic transitions, and also we are promised to have a net zero by 2070. Without agroforest interventions, we're not able to reach the net zero. That's very clear on that. So that is not, you cannot wait also long, being the 1/6 of the world populations, nearly 140 billion people, and limited land resources, and the competition for the everything from industry to food to the impact. And we need only left us to go the multifunctional agroforestry, making use of the land factor productivity to increase the productivity in the given land mass. That's possible only the multi-layer farming. That is the way agroforestry can contribute a lot into these dimensions. Anyway, so I'll stop it here because of we have more time to speak during the lecture. Thank you so much again for this wonderful initiative.
Thank you so much, sir, for broadening our vision on agroforestry aspects, how it can be a potential, how much potential it has to solve the day-to-day challenges, particularly how focused we should be on wealth and health. Not only that, that agroforestry. We'll listen to you, sir, in the afternoon session. You are the first speaker. So we have come to the end of today's inaugural session. But before that, I'd like to call upon Dr. Shahid Ahmed, sir, to present a formal vote of thanks to our audience and participants. Sir is the course director for this training program and is a principal scientist and head Crop Improvement Division, ICR IGFR Agency. Dr. Shahid, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Atufa. It's my pleasure to thank you, all of you who joined this morning inauguration program of this important training program on the agroforestry. So first of all, I would like to thank all our chairman, our chief guest of the session, Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradarji, who is a country director and agroforestry expert of the program, who is always helpful in improving the ecosystem wherever the services and whenever the services are required. So I am and our team are thankful to you. You agreed to join us as a chief guest of this program, besides having some earlier schedules. Besides this, I am also thankful to our guest of honors, director. First of all, I would like to thank our director, Dr. Pankaj Kaushal, whose continuous guidance and timely approval for organizing this program in a very short time. Then I'm also thankful to our guest of honor, Dr. M.K. Verma,
who is director CIETH, horticulturist who beautifully define the role of fruit crops in agroforestry system. So I am thankful to you, sir, for joining this morning session and guest of honor for this program. I am also thankful to our earlier colleague, Dr. Gangu, who is the Dean at Forestry at the SQUAST Forestry Program. Then I am thankful to our project coordinator, Dr. VK Yadav, who provide all sort of guidance during the preparation of this training program. And I am also thankful to Dean and Director of Research from different state agriculture universities, ICR institutes, and the different organizations, private organizations that has joined this program. Besides this, I am also thankful to NADCL for choosing IGFRI as one of the resource entity for providing such a training program. And I'm thankful to all the participants of this program, those who have joined this training program, and we think that this program will be helpful in improving the agroforestry system in the different parts of the country. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you and the team members, all those who are working behind the scene to make this program happen successfully. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your formal vote of thanks. And thank you, everybody, for joining this inaugural program. And participants, stay tuned because we have a first lecture series of this 21 days program in afternoon. And kindly join back and follow some rules that you know that we have mute your mic so that there will be a little disturbance. And for others, we'll meet you all in the afternoon 2:30. We have a lecture that from Biradar sir. He will be delivering the first lecture. And for others, thank you so much for joining and grace this occasion of inaugural. Thank you, everybody. So can we end this meeting or we have something to discuss?
No. With the permission of the chairman, can we end this meeting, sir?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Hamida, you can close the meeting.